Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to give a quick heads up that I am getting over a cold. I feel a lot better, but I do sound a little bit raspy and just congested. So I apologize in advance, but I really wanted to record this video and stay consistent. So today's video, we're gonna be talking about one of my favorite topics, quitting. How to know when it's time to leave your 9 to 5. Quick disclaimer, I am not saying that everyone should just up and quit their jobs. You have to know when it's time to go. You got to be set up, make sure your finances are in order. I'm not saying that everyone should just up and quit. However, this video is for the people who are looking for a sign. Maybe you are already on the verge of quitting. You got your bags packed, but you haven't walked out the door. That's this kind of video. If you are one of those people who you may not be ready to quit your job, you're just trying to find ways to cope with the job that you really don't like, I do have a video called How to Stop Hating Your Job. I'll tag that down below. Also, I have a video on a quit checklist, things you should do before quitting your job. I will also tag that video. Before we get into this video, I do want to ask you all, how did you know that it was time to quit that job? All right, leave your experiences down below and let's get right into it. So I'm going to be going over the top reasons of why I quit my jobs. Now, if you're new here, this is my 16th job and I'm about to quit this one too. But it's not because I hate it. It's not because I'm running away from anything. It's just that I want to take a break and go on a sabbatical. But I wanted to talk about the last 15 jobs, right? What made me walk out the door? Number one, they add to my workload, but not to my pay. I will do what's in my job description, right? Everything that you said I needed to do for this job, I will do. I don't complain about it. I may complain, but I'm gonna do it. However, when you start adding more work to my workload, that's a problem. If the work is picking up for whatever reason, or even sometimes they may let someone go and then they want you to just do their work, you need to raise my pay. It's only fair. Okay, especially when it comes to layoffs and stuff like that, because I know at my last company they laid a bunch of people off and then they just expected for us to do the work, because why wouldn't we? You should be grateful that you have a job. That's not enough for me. No, if I'm gonna come home exhausted and I'm gonna have to be working overtime, that's when they lose me. If you value me as an employee, prove it. So if you see I'm working extra, pay me extra. That's it. Pay cuts is also an issue too. If I'm doing the same amount of work, I'm doing the same amount of hours, no. So again, with that same company I just talked about, they started cutting people's pay, right? And people were so loyal to the job that they stayed. And I'm not trying to act like they are bad people. I feel like the company is the bad person in this situation. You know, a lot of them been at that company for 15 years and 20 years. I get it, kinda. But at the same time, that's just not fair. You're not gonna cut my pay for whatever reason. Number two is there is no room for growth. I recognize that everyone doesn't hate their jobs, right? It might just be a couple of us. But if you're at a company where you are looking for the opportunity to grow, you don't want to continuously be where you're at. Like, you wanna be able to move around so you could get pay raises, of course, be a manager one day. And you see that they don't allow that, it may be time to go. I don't feel that you should be that loyal to a company that you miss out on great opportunities. I always believe that you should take your skills elsewhere if you feel that they are not recognizing the part that you play at your company. I don't care what nobody say. That may sound emotional. Oh, you shouldn't do that. No, to me, that's only fair. If you're putting in the work and you always get overlooked, right? And you talk to your manager and say, hey, is there a reason why I'm always overlooked when there's an opening for this, that, and the third? And they can't give you a good answer because all it is favoritism. And that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Y'all can do that. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. Please accept this as my notice of resignation, right? Because to me, I feel that if you're looking to grow in your field, it's not about feelings. That's fine. Do what y'all do. But I need to go elsewhere. Now, I've never wanted to grow with a company. Y'all probably could tell I'm not a company girl. I actually suck at most jobs I have. However, I have witnessed company hire from the outside. Like, we'll hire somebody who doesn't even know the company, knows nothing about the company, and skip over someone that's very qualified. That's fine. I'm not mad. It's about putting you first, because guess what? That company is always gonna put themselves first. Always. Let me add to that, raises. They stopped giving you raises for whatever reason. To me, raises have more to do with inflation than anything else. If you see where the economy is going, give me a raise just based off of that. or I'm gonna have to leave the company. I was reading this article and they were talking about how people should quit their jobs every 2 years. That's not me. Google it. They said that you should quit your job every 2 years so that you can keep up with inflation. So those little 10-cent raises after a while, because here's the thing, I could technically be making way more money if I left my company, but I just don't want to leave because I want to quit. However, a lot of people stay at jobs for years and years and years, and then sometimes at some companies, they'll stop giving you raises at a certain point. They'll say, oh, we cap at this amount. That's true. So to me, once it gets to that point where you know that you can make more money, it may be time to go. Number 3 is obviously when it stresses you out. When you get to the point where your job is stressing you out, where you're mad, angry, sad, upset, you get worked up easily, it's time to go. I feel that you're at your job more than you're at home, right? You spend a lot of time at work. So you should not be angry in a place where you're at majority of the time. My most stressful job was working in the call center as a phone rep. And sometimes I would be in the mood to go ahead and get cursed out and I wouldn't care. But then other times it would really get to me. That whole thing about jobs just being stressful. Oh, jobs are stressful. I mean, everyone is stressed out. That's not true. And I'm the proof. I am not stressed out at my job. I actually am okay with my job, shockingly. I don't hate my job. I don't hate what I do. We just talked about that. You got to choose you first. You deserve to find a job that gives you peace, okay? Number 4, and I went over this one with someone and they told me that I shouldn't say this one, but I'm going to say it anyway. Your income doesn't match your lifestyle. When it gets to the point that you know you want a certain life for yourself and this job is not paying you enough for that life you want to live, I think that it's time to go. Whether you need to go ahead and further education first or get a certification, whatever it is first before you leave, you gotta know that the life that you want to live is more important than any job, right? Because a job is just income, but your life is your life. Sometimes I needed more money, right? I just needed more money. Like in this case right now, I made it work because like I said, I became debt free and stuff like that. So I didn't need as much money. But when I did, I could have used a job that paid more. Outside of work, you want to be happy, right? You want to have enough money to do the things that you want to do. Maybe you're into luxury. If your job is only paying you enough to survive, then you're not going to be able to afford the luxuries you want. It's time to elevate sometimes, right? I don't always feel that you have to hate your job or be angry with something at your job to leave. Sometimes it just doesn't match your life. Sometimes it's just not fitting in, and that's it. Number 5 is no work-life balance. When it gets to the point that my PTO requests are being denied because you need me, don't need me. Just don't. See, here's my problem with some companies. I don't care if you're short of staff. That is a you problem. I feel bad for my co-workers, but I don't feel bad for the company as a whole. This ain't my company, because if it were, we wouldn't be short of staff. If I was running it, we wouldn't be short of staff. But sometimes I notice that jobs feel like you should put them first. I'm not that girl. I do not care about this job. I am so sorry. When I clock out, I clock out. I don't have no emotional ties to this company at all. I've had jobs where they had required overtime, like you had to work overtime. I've had jobs that told us that we can't take off for this month until we get enough people. No. When you catch yourself working more than doing the things that you want to do, that's a problem. Yes, I need to work, but I also need to have that time to be at home with my kid and do family events. But I missed out on a lot of holidays and things like that because I had to work. If stuff like that is important to you, it may be time to leave that job. Next is bad management. That's the number 1 reason. I don't know why I didn't put that first, but that's the number 1 reason of why I quit jobs. I do not like bad management. I don't like micromanagement either. Bad management can really make or break you. If you have a manager who doesn't know what they're doing, if you have a manager that's just overly strict and always having to nitpick everything you do, I will quit. I have had some mean bully type managers. I've had managers that had a lack of common sense. And I had managers that were completely heartless to my situations if I needed to take time off. Bad management, I will leave in a heartbeat. And you can always kind of tell in the interview when you got bad management. Like them companies that hire you on the first day. Oh, you can start working now. Red flag. Then they try to get you with that whole, we're family here. This is a family. Y'all not no can to me. That don't work on me. Bad management, Gotta get out of there. I'm sure we all have a bad manager story. Let me know your story down below. I'm actually curious because I cannot stand these managers, I swear. Another one is messy work environment. When it gets to the point where there's just like a lot of drama, I'm gonna have to leave. Again, we're at work more than we're at home. Being quiet and staying to yourself is the key. Now, if I do talk to my coworkers, I talk about stuff outside of work. I am not about to talk about the next person's drama. Oh, did you hear about? I never know the tea. And if I do hear some tea, I don't repeat the tea because I am not about to have, no. There's some companies, like if you're not participating and co-mingling with everyone, they feel that you think you're better than everyone or you're not friendly and, oh, you need to participate in group participation, blah, blah, blah. Them type of companies, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right, so I think I covered everything. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at @the_upgrade_Kiki, and I will see you all in the next video.